Hello everyone, welcome to A1 Tutor live class, the mathematics section. Welcome once again to A1 Tutor live class. We are going to be having mathematics now. Okay, if you can hear me, please kindly signify hi. If you can hear me, all right, thank you, Sadu Emmanuel. Okay, so today we are going to have the continuation of sets. We started sets for the past 2 days. Yesterday we had the second day on sets, and today we are going to have the last day. That is, we are rounding up the topic. Okay, so in the previous class we've discussed a lot. We've discussed the terms in sets. We're able to define all the terms we have in sets, and yesterday we were able to consider some applications of sets using numbers and alphabets. And today we are going to a new topic, which is the Venn diagram. The Venn diagram. The Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram is also an aspect of sets. The Venn diagram is an aspect of sets, and which we want to consider today. I believe Venn diagram is not something new to us, of course. If I'm going to take us back to primary section, in our quantitative reasoning and also our mathematics, you have come across some questions like you have a circle like this, another circle, and probably this circle represents maths, and this is English. And it said in English you have two people that offer English, maybe three that offer mathematics, and one offer both. And they'll ask questions like how many students are offering English? How many students are offering English? I believe we are familiar with this kind of question from our primary classes, right? If you've seen something like this while you were still in primary class, can you just signify? If you have come across, okay, thank you for your response, Emmanuel. So this, we'll be doing sets even all the way from primary class, and we do not know. Okay, so what we are going to do today is just building on the foundation of what we've learned in our primary class. Okay, it's just building on that foundation. Is that okay? So today we are considering sets. Okay, the continuation, a subtopic under it, which is called Venn diagram. Venn diagram. So what is Venn diagram? Venn diagram has to do with representing a set in what? In a diagram. And mostly the diagram has to do with two shapes. It has to do with two shapes, which is rectangle, okay, and circle. So the rectangle represents the universal sets, and the circle represents the what? The subsets. Okay, I said it has to do with two shapes. The rectangle represents the universal set. So we said a Venn diagram has two shapes, which is rectangle, and this rectangle represents the universal set, and we have circles that represent subsets. Okay, so these two shapes are coming together to form a Venn diagram. They are coming together to form a what? A Venn diagram. So in Venn diagram, we have so many notations: intersection, union, complement, which is also known as prime, which we've discussed in the previous video. So I'm going to share with us some pictures which are very, very important. We need to keep them with you if possible. You can sketch them. If possible, you can sketch them in your notes, or you can have it on your phone and go through them. Those pictures are representations of what? Of Venn diagrams. They are representations of what? Venn diagrams. Okay. So I'm going to send us the pictures now. All right. So you check in your chat box. We are going to have access to those pictures. They are loading. So those pictures are representations of what? Venn diagram. And today we're going to focus majorly on the applications of Venn diagrams. The applications of Venn diagrams. These pictures I sent to you are very, very important. Okay, we are going to take some, we are going to work on some of them. Let's start with this. So when you look at your screen, we have a Venn diagram representation of two sets, okay? Because we have just two circles, it means we are dealing with what? Two sets. We have A and B, two sets. So when you are asked to shade probably set A in a Venn diagram, what you're expected to do is to shade all the circles of what? Of A, even the ones that has transcended to B. You shade everything together. So this represents set A. And on the other side, when you're asked to shade A prime, that is, when it says something is A prime, it means A is not part of what the set of numbers we want to consider. A, when you have something like prime, always have it in mind that it means something odd. Okay, something odd. So that is why you see the picture here. You will see that A was not circled there. Okay, A was not shaded. Actually, A was not shaded because we are dealing with A prime. That is, A is not part of what we want to consider. A is odd. So we have to exempt A and shade all the other parts of the set and shade all the other parts of the set. So if it is a B complement also, we are going to leave B out of it and shade all the other parts. Is that okay? So yesterday we discussed about this joint set, and this is the Venn diagram of this joint set. A set that has no elements in common. A set that has no elements in common is called a disjoint set. Okay. We also spoke about, we discussed also subsets. Yes, we discussed subsets. We said when a set a set is represented in another set, is said to be a subset of that set. So this is how we represent it. B is a subset of A because B is found in A. Okay, B is found in A. So B is a subset of A. Okay, and this here represents intersection. A intersection B, that is where A and B have the same element, as common element, is called intersection. Okay. Now, when you come to A union B, you have to shade both A and B, leaving out the what? The other side of the rectangle, just A and B, just A and B. I believe that is clear to us, right? Okay, I believe that is clear to us. If that's clear to you, please thumbs up and let's continue the class. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel, for your response. So I want you all to make good use of those pictures I sent to you. Do well to sketch them in your notes and get used to them. get used to them. They are going to help you a lot in solving questions that have to do with Venn diagram. Okay, so let's consider today the applications of Venn diagram. The applications of Venn diagram. And we have some questions with us to solve, UTME questions to use as example. Okay, so we are going to move on to the first application, and that will be a question under Venn diagram of two sets. Then after we take Venn diagram of three sets. Is that taken? If you are with me and you want us to proceed, kindly signify so we can move on to the next. All right. So I will stop presenting so we can make use of our board. We are still discussing Venn diagram. Venn diagram. Now we want to take some applications of Venn diagram, and I want you to be very attentive as I'm going to be making justice to those questions. You have to be very, very attentive and follow in details. So let's consider the first application. That is going to be Venn diagram of two sets. Venn diagram of two sets. So we'll be working on this Venn diagram of two sets application. Okay, so let's look at the question. M and N are two sets such that number of N is equals to 10 and number of N is equals to 7 and number of M union N is equals to 13. Full stop. Find number of M intersection N. Okay, I believe you can see the question. If yes, please thumbs up. If you can see the question. All right, so I want you to actually screenshot this question, have it with you, so that I can clean the board and will proceed to the solution. So if you have done that, let's proceed to have the solution. So we have to first represent this information in a Venn diagram that will facilitate the solution to this question. So what we are considering now is a UTME question. It's a UTME question 2000. UTME question year 2000. Okay, so now let's represent this in a Venn diagram. We have the information that n number of n equals to 10, number of n equals to 7, and number of m union n equals to 13. All right, so now to represent this in a Venn diagram, we'll first draw the rectangle. We'll draw the rectangle. Okay, and we have two sets. That means we'll be having two circles inside the rectangle. Okay, so outside the rectangle here, we have this U, which represents the universal set. And the universal set is actually the combination of every set inside the rectangle. So inside the rectangle, we have set what? We have set M and N. So this will represent M, while this will represent N. Okay, so we have the number of M union N to be 13. That means the universal set is 13. Okay, the universal set is what? 13. Now, let's proceed. We said number of M, we have 7. The number of N is 7. So N here equals to 7. Okay, do not do mistake to write it inside the circle yet, not yet. Okay, and here number of N is what? Is, okay, number of M is 10. Number of M is 10, and number of N is 7. All right, number of what? N is 7. And the question is that find number of M intersection N, which is what? Question mark. So where do you think this intersection will be? Okay, I'm going to locate 3 places, or let me say 4 places. You are going to tell me where the intersection is. The intersection is the portion of the diagram that has common elements to M and N. Okay, so I'm going to label this diagram using numbers. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, so in the chat box, I want you to tell me where the intersection will be. Just tell me the number. Where will the intersection of M and N be? 2. Correct response. Great response. Sabi Emmanuel, do you have any other response? Where will the intersection be? Intersection of M and N. Any other response? All right, so the intersection is going to be 2. So here, we are going to have the intersection here. Is that taken? So let's take away those numbers. Now solve the question. Okay, so if we don't know the intersection, okay, let's say the intersection is X. So I will represent this place with what? X. I will represent this place with what? X. Is that taken? So I'm going to take away the people that are in both N and M from those that are only in what? M or N. Okay, so in N we have 10 people. Out of those 10, we have some that are both in M and N. So we need to do the subtraction. And that is why here we are going to have 10 minus X, meaning that 10 people that are inside the circle of M, among them, we have 2 people that are belonging to M and N. So we need to remove them. Okay, that is why we have 10 minus X. The other side also, we have 7 minus X. We also have to subtract X also from 7. I believe you are getting this. If you are getting the explanation, please kindly react. Kindly react so that we can proceed. Okay. I need more reactions so we can proceed with the explanations. More reactions. I've received 1 or 2 now. I need 1 more. If you are getting what we are doing here, you are getting the solution to this question, kindly give a reaction using the favorite emoji. Okay, thank you, Babalola. Let's proceed now. So now to get the value of X, all we need to do is to add up everything we have in the circle. Or let me say we are going to add up everything we have in the sets in the Venn diagram. Okay, the Venn diagram is everything we have enclosed in that rectangle. Okay, so to add it up, we say we have 10 minus X plus X plus 7 minus X. Everything should be equals to the universal set. The universal set is 13. The universal set is what? 13. So I have what here? 13. Okay, so with this expression, I just have to follow what we call collection of like term to get the value of X. To get the value of what? X. So to do that, we have minus x, we cancel plus x. So we are left with 10 plus 7, which is 17, minus x equals to 13. Okay? So by collection of like times, I'll have 17. I'll have 17. I will have 17 minus, when 13 cross the equal sign, it becomes minus 13 equals to x. All right. So when you subtract 13 from 17, you are going to get 4 equals to x. That is x equals to 4. So the number of people that offer, or the number of people that belongs to both m and n, are 4 in numbers. Okay, they are 4 in numbers. So this place now will be represented by what? 4. So now if I take away 4 from 10, my answer will be what? 6. If I take away 4 from 7, my answer will be what? 3. Okay, my answer will be 3. Now, to be sure that you are very correct, okay, there is a method, or let me say there's a trick to be able to know whether you are correct or wrong. The addition of everything inside the Venn diagram, okay, should be equal to the universal set, which is 13. Should be equal to the universal set, which is what? 13. So if I had 6 plus 4 plus 3, I should get the answer 13. So if I'm having 13, that means my solving is perfectly okay and correct. Okay, so let's go. 6 plus 4 plus 3. What will be the answer? I need your response in the chat box. What will be the answer of 6 plus 4 plus 3? 13. So the answer is what? 13. So meaning that we have exactly the total number of people, or the total number of what? Numbers that was given to us in the question. The universal set is what? 13, and we also got 13 after solving the question. Okay, so that is the way we solve questions that have to do with what? Two sets. Venn diagram that has to do with what? Two sets. I believe this is clear to us. If it is clear to us, please kindly signify as we move on to the next one. Okay, thank you, Sir Emmanuel, for your response. Can we still have one more response? Can we proceed to the next? Okay, Adeyemi Peter, thank you for your response. So that means we can proceed to the next application, right? Okay, so let's proceed to Venn diagram of 3 sets. Venn diagram of 3 sets. So after that, we are going to consider 1 or 2 evaluation questions. Okay, so please pay rapt attention. Venn diagram of Venn diagram of 3 sets. Venn diagram of 3 sets. So let's have the question now. Application 2. So application 2, in a class of 55 students, 21 studied physics, 24 study geography, 24 study geography, and 23 study economics, 23 study economics, comma, 6 of them studied both physics and geography, comma, 8 study both so 8 study both geography and economics, comma, and 5 study both economics, and 5 study both economics and physics. Full stop. If X study all the three subjects, and 2x study none of the three subjects, find the following. Roman figure 1, X. Roman figure 2, student that studied only 2 subjects, and student that study only 1 subject. All right, so this is the question we want to solve. So I want you to take a screenshot of this, have the question with you while we proceed to solve it. If you have done that, please kindly signify. Take this question down so we can solve it together. All right. If you have done it, please kindly signify. Okay, Sadumane, thank you for your response. Adeyemi, have you done that so that we can proceed? Others, I'm expecting your response so I can clean the board and move ahead to and proceed to the solution. Can we proceed to the solution now? Can we proceed to the solution for this question? Okay, all right, so let's proceed to the solution. Permit me to clean the board. So solution to that question. Now we need to first write out the information given to us. We are talking about 3 subjects here. We are talking about physics. So physics will be P. All right. We're also talking about geography, G, and talking about economics, E. All right. So let's do with that. This is physics. This is geography. And this is economics. So we proceed. We are given the question that the universal set is 55. The universal set is what? 55. So universal set is represented by this symbol. We have what? 55. Okay, we are given the universal set to be 55. Number of people that studied physics was given to be 21, 21 studied physics. Number of people that studied geography, we are given in 24 of them. Number of people that study economics, we have 23. Now we have number of people that study both subjects, number of people that studied physics and geography. Physics and geography, they are 6 in number. Number of people that studied geography and economics. Geography and economics are 8 in number. Number of people that studied physics and economics, or economics and physics, that was given to be 5 in number. And also we have that equals people that study the 3 subjects is P intersection E intersection G, that is what X. Now, number of people that do not study any of the 3 subjects, that is, they are odd, they are complements, they are odd, okay? So that will be number of P union E union G. Union means people that are part of the 3 subjects, but now we are talking about complements. So odd means complements. So I have a prime here. That means these people do not do any of the 3 subjects. P union E union G complements equals to 2x, equals to 2x. I believe all these notations are clear to us. If yes, thumbs up, and we continue with the explanations. All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. Okay, thank you, Adeyemi, for your response also. Okay, so let's proceed. Now we want to get the value of x. That was the first question. They said find x. Find what? X. So to do that, the first question we did, we are using algebraic approach. That was why I was using x. Okay, we are doing addition of x, trying to collect the like times and the likes. But now I want to use the formula approach for this. Okay, the formula approach for this. Follow me. We have the general formula for 3 sets in Venn diagram to be as the number of P union E union G is equals to the number of P plus the number of G plus the number of E minus the number of P and G minus the number of P and E minus the number of G and E plus the number of P intersection E intersection G. Okay, so this is the general formula for any questions that have to do with 3 sets. Okay, under Venn diagram, if you have 3 sets, this is the general formula. Okay, so just assume that you are using ABC to form that formula. So any question you are given, you can change those alphabets to your what? Own information. All right. So now this is the general formula of Venn diagram for 3 given sets. Okay, this is the general formula. But for the sake of this question we are solving, they made mention of some things that needs to be included in the formula. They said we have a number of people that do not do any subjects. So we need to subtract the number of people that do not do any subject from the universal set. From the universal set, all right? So that is why this formula that we wrote now will be in this form: N intersection P union E union G minus N P union G union E close brackets complements. So that means I have to remove the odd students. Those one that chose to do no subject. They chose not to do any subject. Okay. So we need to remove those number of students first before we can solve and get X. So that's why we have to subtract the complements out of the universal set. Okay. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have the formula now in this form: n number of people, number of p plus number of g plus number of e, okay, plus number of e. Let's substitute straightforward those values one after the other. N number of p plus number of g plus number of e, okay, minus number of p intersection g minus number of p intersection e minus number of g intersection e plus number of p union e union, sorry, plus number of p intersection g intersection e. All right. Now, let's substitute the value. You just tell me in the chat box what they will be exactly. What will be the value of this? Your response in the chat box. What will be the value of the one I underlined? From the set notation that I've listed out here, what will be the exact value for number of P union E union G? Take notes, number of P union E union G is also equals to universal set. Hold on. Is also equals to universal set. So check the question very well and tell me what will be the value of what I've underlined. It has been given here. So everything you need to do is just to give me the values from here. I'm waiting for your response. What will be the value of that? P union E union G. From all the information we have here, what will be the value? I said is also the same thing as universal set. So what is the value? Let's check the information. Universal set is 55. Okay? Universal set is 55. So P union E union G is what? 55. Is 55 minus. What will be the value of this? What will be the value of this? From what we have as the set notations, all these are the set notations. So what will be the value of P union G union E prime? What will be the value as given in the question? The value is going to be 2x. This is the value, 2x. So we have 2x. 2x equals to, now, what is the value of P? Number of P. I need your response quickly. What's the value of P? Number of P in the question, 21, great. Plus the value of G. What's the value of G? The value of G, 24, correct? Awesome. The value of E, the value of E, 23, great response, Emmanuel, minus The value of P and G. The value of P and G. The value of P and G. What is the value of P and G? According to the informations in the question. P and G. Check the set notations very well. Check the set notations very well. P and G. P and G. What is the value? 6. This is P and G. Okay? P and G is what? 6. What's the value of P and E? Minus. What's the value of P and E? P and P. 5. Okay, great response. So this is the value of P and E, 5, minus the value of G and E. The value of G and E. The value of G and E is 8. The value is 8. Then plus the value of P and G and E. The value of P and G and E. And if you check here, you have it to be X. Great response, X. All right, so we have already substituted all of these given set notations into the formula. All we need to get now is to get the value of X. All right, so what do? We need to simplify this. When you simplify this, when you simplify this, 21 plus 24 plus 23 minus 6 minus 5 minus 8, we are going to have 49. Okay, 49. So we have 55 minus 2x equals to 49 plus x equals to 49 plus x. I believe that is clear to us. If you are getting what we are solving, thumbs up. All right. So let's proceed. Let's continue the solution at the portion of this board, this side, so we won't clean any part of the solution. So we continue from this part. 55 minus 2x, we have 55 minus 2x equals to 49 plus x. Collection of like time, we have 55 minus 49 equals to x plus 2x. All right, and that will give us 6 equals to 3x. X will be equals to 6 over 3, which is what? 2. So the value of x is 2. The value of x is what? 2. The value of x is 2. I believe that is clear to us. Is that clear to us? All right, so let's proceed. We have gotten the first question. The first question says find the value of x, and the value of x is 2. That is, 2 students studied 3 subjects. 2 students studied the 3 subjects. Okay, now let's get the number of students that studied only 2 subjects. Only 2 subjects. Only 1 subject. Is that okay? So to do that, we need to make use of the Venn diagram. We have to make use of the Venn diagram. So permit me to clean the board. Can I clean the board? You can do well to take a screenshot of your solution. So we'll proceed to the next one. All right, okay. So let's proceed to the next question under it. The So we are now on question 2. Number of students that study only 2 subjects. So to do that, we need a Venn diagram. We have the big circle, another one, then the third one. All right, so we have to label them. This is physics, geography, economics. And we have gotten this place to be 2. All right, we have gotten this place to be 2. The intersection of the 3 subjects is what we have as what? 2. Okay, the intersection is 2. And we have been given this to be 21 from the question before, and geography to be 24, economy to be 23. Now we want to get people that studied only 2 subjects, only 2 subjects, okay? So initially, we are given that P and G equals to 6. P and G equals. Now I want to ask a question now. Let me write the remaining one. P and E equals to 5. Then the third one is G and E. G and E equals to 8. Okay? I'm going to use alphabet to represent, and you're going to tell me where exactly I'm going to fix those values. If this is X, Y, and Z. P and G is what alphabet? P and G is what alphabet? Okay, I'm waiting for your response in the chat box. P and G is what alphabet? Where on the Venn diagram is representing P and G? Let's enclose this. Okay, sorry, I have to do it this way. P and G is what alphabet? Yes. Response X. P and G is X. Correct. Great response. Great response. So this place is going to be 6. P and G is what? 6. So let's take away that X and replace it with what? 6. So this is 6. Okay. Now P and E is what alphabet? P and E is what alphabet? P and E is what alphabet? Y. P and E. P and E is what alphabet? P and E. P and E is what alphabet? Let's check the diagram very well. P and E is going to be letter Z. P and E is going to be letter Z. Letter Z. So we have P and E to be 5. Okay. So the last one will be what? Y. So this place is going to be what? 8. It's going to be what? 8. Now, among those 6 people that study physics and geography, we have 2 of them that study the 3 subjects. So if I want to know only physics and geography, that means I need to subtract the intersection of the 3 subjects. I need to subtract the intersection of the 3 subjects. So that will lead to subtracting -2 from here, -2 from here, and -2 from here. Okay? That will lead to what? The subtraction of what? -2. So that means people that study only 2 subjects equals to what? Subtract 6. Subtract 2 from 6. What's the answer? 4 plus subtract 2 from 8. Your answer is what? 6 plus subtract 2 from 5. Your answer is what? 3. So we have 4 plus 6 plus 3. That is what? That is 13. That means 13 students study only 2 subjects. 13 students study only 2 subjects. 13 students study only 2 subjects. So here we have 4. Here we have 6. And here we have 3. I believe that is clear. Is the second question clear to us? All right. So now we are moving on to the number of people that study only one subject. Only one subject. So only one subject is here. We have 21 minus everything that seems to be inside the circle of P. Okay, inside P we have 4, we have 2, we have 3. So we have minus 4, minus 2, minus what? 3. So give me the answer for this, okay, to get only P. Now to get only G, also we have 24 minus every number that is inside the circle of G. And that is 4, that is 2, and that is what? 6. So we have 24 minus 6, minus 4, minus 2. I need the response here also. The same thing applicable to E, only E. That will be 23 minus all the number inside the circle of E. And that is 3, that is 2, and that is 6. Okay, so we have 3 minus 2 minus what? 6. All right. So I believe you can see the screen very well. Can you see the diagram? If yes, thumbs up or type yes. Okay, so I want you to evaluate this for me. 21 minus 4 minus 2 minus 3. Let me have your response. All what I've written is inside the circle of P. Is inside the circle of P. So evaluate that and give me your response. 12. So that means people that study only physics, they are what? 12 in number. People that study only physics, they are what? 12 in number. Now, also get me the value for only okay. Let me clean this part so we can have some space to solve. So get me the value of only G, which is 24 minus 6 minus 4 minus 2. What will be the value? And only economics is going to be 23 minus 3 minus 2 minus 6. So I want you to evaluate that and give me the response. "24 minus 6, 24 minus 6 minus 4, that is going to give us 12. Okay. So 23 minus 2 minus 3 minus 6. That also will give us 12. So we have this place only, we have 12, 12, and also here we have 12. So the number of people that studied only one subject is 12 plus 12, and that is what? 36. 36 students study only one subject. 36 students studied only one subject. Okay, only one subject. Now, I said it earlier that there's a trick to know whether you are correct or not. Your universal set should be 55. All right, but we are not yet done. We got the value of x, but the information in the question told us that we have some number of students that do not do anything, and those students are going to be outside the circle. So we have 2x, and we've already gotten x to be what? 2. That means we have 2 bracket 2, which is what? 4. So we have 4 number of students. 4 students did not study any of the 3 subjects. Okay, if I had everything inside the Venn diagram, I must get 55. So if I get 55, that means the interpretations and the solution are accurate. So join me to do the addition. 12, let's go with this first. I'll be circling what I'm adding up. 12 plus 12 plus 12. What is the answer? 12 plus 12 plus 12, 36. Okay, 36. Okay, we continue. Now, plus that 36 plus 4, that 36 plus 4, that will give us what? 36 plus 4, 36. Okay, so we are adding up now 4